Hi, friends! Join us as we dive into the themes, metaphors, and foreshadowing of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We are your hosts, Leah,
Sarah, Tabby.
and whether you're a new viewer or a longtime fan, welcome to Becoming Buffy. Hi, guys, and welcome to our first official bonus episode. We are back with Scoobies Secrets and some extra added stuff. And this is kind of a little bit of a treat for you guys. But we are going to be doing an analysis of the movie Twilight, led by none other than me.
We use the word analysis very loosely.
Yes.
Yeah,
A
what
commentary.
I can hear people logging off now being like, I cannot go into a 44-hour analysis of Twilight.
A meticulous
not-
scene by scene analysis
we're not
and
going to be
breakdown.
breaking it down like Buffy, I promise.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you all now, I did the bare minimum when it came to research for this.
Proud of you, Sarah. That's very hard for you
hurt
to
a little
do.
bit of my soul
Yeah.
because I was like, ooh.
Well, there's also there's so much research that can go into a movie.
But I also don't really care.
No, I don't think anyone cares.
This is for funsies.
Yeah, exactly.
But also it's Twilight. I love Twilight stan, but it's Twilight. We don't need to do research for Twilight. You guys could do it on your own. I promise you could find it.
Full transparency, I think I have seen this movie before, probably 10 years ago. But all I could remember beforehand was obviously the iconic cafeteria scene and when he's gagging on her stank in the chemistry classroom or whatever. And then I remember him drinking her blood and then them dancing in the gazebo.
I'm
Those are the
surprised
only
you
scenes I
remember him
remember.
drinking her blood. I always forget that.
It's a classic though in a vampire movie. Like they're gonna end up drinking the
Yeah, but I didn't think it
human
happened in
blood.
this movie. I honestly get the movies mixed up.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen all of the movies just in bits and pieces on TikTok and stuff. So it was the in-between parts that I hadn't seen. I had seen the blood-sucking one, but I thought that was in a different movie. So a lot of this was very new to me. I had not seen much of this before. And I'm one of those that grew up when Twilight was massive.
I'm
When I was
surprised you didn't watch them.
Yeah, when I was a senior in high school is when the books were huge. I remember kids reading the books in class and burying their nose in it, whatever chance they could get. That was all my best friend talked about growing up. I was surrounded with it. So
I'm
I
shocked
don't know
you
how
never saw the movie.
I know I never saw the movie, never read.
Did you read the books?
I tried. My roommate in college had the books. Shout out to Lindsay. And I pulled it down one day when I was bored and tried to read the first few pages and couldn't get past the writing.
You were too old at that point. It had passed its peak.
Yeah, you have to hit it in its prime when you're young and it's
I was a freshman in college. It was only a year after it had been
Too
really big.
old.
So I was still
There's just two above it, to be honest.
I mean, no, I mean, kind of yes, but yeah.
It's just
No,
fun.
it's
It's a
just
good time.
it's fun. And I think the thing was is that I was very much I'm not gonna be like other girls, me being all Bella, ironically.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am not gonna read this on principle because this is trash. But also too, it is not the most sophisticated writing. So when I was looking at it, I was like, this feels like this was written by a 7th grader compared to the other books that I was reading.
Well advanced,
Yeah, G.A.
compared to the
Henty
people
books and yeah, right. Nobody knows what that
Sarah's
is.
like,
But
what's
anyway.
this rubbish? Tosses it away.
No, that's kind of
She's
how I
like, pass
felt
me the
about it.
I'm not like
dictionary
other
instead.
girls.
But I will say, my opinions have changed on it, and I'm excited to talk about it because I actually want to get out of my little soapbox at some point. So
Sweet.
I'm not gonna lie. This movie, I was texting my friend because she was like, "You should read the books rather than watching the movies," because she's one of those people, which I totally understand. Because everyone says the books
purist.
are better, but specifically
The
in these
books are
movies,
still kind of.
for sure, they're still what they are. But at least I don't know. I'm gonna try to be nice with some of the performances and everything. But I was texting her and I was like, you know what? This is kind of horrible, but I need to see what happens next. I was like, I need to watch the second one immediately. That's where I'm at right now.
Well, and the first one is a very different tone than the rest of the movies.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
Like I've seen them.
my favorite one, I forget which one it is, but the first one is very like cinematic. It's very like, even the coloring of this movie is so much better.
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
like
more,
very gray and blue.
everyone always references the Twilight blue because it's like the first movie has like this blue gradient filter, and it's very moody, and like actually all of them are moody, but like this one specifically, it's drawn out. It's so like, and the other ones don't change drastically. Like, they're still Twilight movies, but they just don't have the same pacing and feel as the first one.
It's a different
I
director, which
prefer
I think makes a difference.
I prefer the other ones. But this one, I mean, it's just iconic.
Well, and also in the 2000s, because this movie was made in 2007, 2008. I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention, but movies from like around 2002 to 2012-ish have a weird filter on them. And it's this weird overexposure that they put on the film, like over contrast, overexposure. And then there's a weird like grayish or bluish filter. Like they always put some sort of weird filter. Like I'm thinking of Inception is right around there. Even Pirates
Scream
of the
4
Caribbean
has a yellow tint and it pisses me off.
Yeah, but there's like that specific like blue green tint that is right around that time. So like it ages the movie in a lot of ways. Like as soon as you see the color, you're like, I know exactly
Why
what
did they
this
do
is.
that? Do you
2008.
know?
It just, I do not actually know why, but I just know that it was a choice they did. Like if you look at some of the original Marvel movies, Iron Man is very much that way. Hulk is that way. Some of the Hulk movies, like it is like, and there's so many movies that are like that, but that's very much like 2008, like core right there. 2007, like a lot of movies were just, they had that kind of gradient, which is really interesting. So it kind of dates it.
Before we start, I wanted to ask you guys if you caught any mistakes in the movie.
Oh.
No, I did not. I'm sure there are some. I went onto IMDb and I like saw the goofs that they were talking about and stuff, but I hadn't noticed them myself. The one thing I did think was kind of funny was the fact that they had Bella walking past the fan, and that's what like causes Edward to be like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
And in the book apparently she just like kind of goes by and like as she moves past him, she ruffles some papers and like the breeze wafts up. But all I could think was like it's Washington in winter and it's like raining and moist outside. Why would you have a fan?
Because it's a lab. It's in a lab.
Okay. Yeah, let's blow the
chemicals make
germs
it
from the
hot.
petri dishes everywhere.
The first time I watched this, I watched it with a few friends, and they were like, this movie is like known for having just the worst, most obvious mistakes. Like, obviously not the worst, but
Wait, I'm
it's
so
just like,
curious. They got to tell me.
you'll notice it if you ever watch it again. You'll
I
notice
didn't
them
pick up
all.
on anything.
But it's like there's the scene where Bella walks into the school for the first time. There's like this truck that drives past, and no one's driving the truck. Like there's no driver.
What?
Yeah, like crazy stuff like that. Or you see like boom mics in certain scenes, or in like
What?
reflections. There's a
Okay.
lot of times where like hair is like in a hood or like tucked a certain way, and the next scene it's like out of the hood, or like it's differently placed.
There
Or
was
like,
the one that IMDb was talking about was I think it was in the it was in the cafeteria. They kept having to reshoot the scene because the actor who plays Jasper kept eating the food, and they're not supposed to eat the food because they're vampires.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no.
There's like that, or like there was the scene where they go in the woods, and Bella puts her backpack down, and each time the scene like transfers, the backpack's there, the backpack's gone, the backpack's
Oh,
there. Like
no.
they kept
They're just
forgetting about it.
continuity errors.
Or like, yeah, so many. Or like when the truck, or not the truck, the Jeep, like when they're driving away from the game, the first scene of it's really muddy, and then the next time you see it, it's cleaner. Or like
Oh.
there's just so like literally I encourage everyone, I'm not going to read all of them, but like I encourage everyone, go look them up, and then the next time you watch the movie, you'll see them all and you're like, how did they miss this? Because it's like obvious. It's insane. But
I gotta be
whatever.
honest about something. Jacob was a jump scare in this movie.
He's not as pale in the
Now,
other
don't get me
movies.
wrong, like, Taylor Lautner is a very attractive, and
Oh, sorry,
they
you were
must they
talking about
must
Jacob.
have they must have seen, like, the vision,
His
but, like,
potential.
why is the hair like that? Like, it's so
I
unkempt.
think it's
Well, he's
ethnic.
also young. Like, he's
He's
younger and,
tiny, he
like,
looks yes, he
they
looks
make him
younger,
so awkward.
and he's
Like,
socially
they don't
awkward,
even
yeah, mhm.
try. Yeah.
He massively beefs up by the next movie. I do remember, like, all like, I remember when it came out, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Jacob's actually
No,
a
I
potential
remember
love
the
interest."
Yeah.
new moon, like, frenzy everyone was going on. I totally remember that. I just
Yeah.
didn't know that he looked like that in the first one, and I didn't
He's a
recognize him
baby.
at first. And I was like,
Yeah,
"This
he
is
is.
Jacob?" Like,
I was
he
like,
just looks
"Shark Boy?"
tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Well, he is also I always forget how small of a role Jacob plays in the beginning.
He
Yeah.
just pops up,
Like,
like, 3 times and then just leaves.
because the first movie is pretty much all about vampires. Like, you don't even find out. I mean, a little bit of spoiler, but like you
I
don't
mean,
even
whatever.
find
We
out
all know.
that Jacob is a werewolf in the first movie. It's like
Yeah.
hinted at. Like,
It's
Yeah.
obviously
pretty
you can kind of,
obvious, but
but
yeah,
like they
yeah.
don't explicitly say it. They make a lot of like references to like
Mhm.
the wolves are coming, or his people descended from wolves, like, but they don't say like, oh, I'm a werewolf. Like, they don't have that like revelation until the next
Yeah.
movie, which I always forget about. I'm like, what
Mm.
the heck? That's crazy.
Do you guys wanna know, like, the background stuff that I found out about the movie? Like,
Yeah, of
Yeah.
just my
course.
cursory search. I won't go into a deep
Well,
dive.
this is fun because I don't
Um,
know anything. Because with Buffy
I
stuff,
didn't
I know
either.
all the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and some of the stuff I'll have sprinkled in, like, trivia in the movie that I found out. I was like, this is interesting." Alright, so in early 2004, Greg Moradian of Maverick Films brought an unpublished manuscript of Twilight to David Gale, then executive vice president of Paramount Pictures' MTV Films division, to propose a film adaptation. Gale in turn brought it to Paramount's then co-president of production, Karen Rosenfeld, who lobbied to option the rights to the novel. So they wrote a script and a screenplay, and it was substantially different from its source material, being more action oriented. According to Lord, he originally pitched his adaptation as a vampiric take on the play Romeo and Juliet. But
Interesting.
MTV Films wanted to just put in some more action to advance it more and give something more for the male audience. They thought they were going to lose the male audience with too much of a romance, which is interesting to me because that's never been a problem with action films. And that's going to be where my soapbox goes on later on when talking about Twilight and how it it is campy. It is in some ways very juvenile and stuff, but that's the point. That is the
Mm.
audience it is catering to. And I think so much, and myself included, we have made fun of and belittled Twilight because it caters to a young female audience. And who is it? What audience is it that often gets made up for their tastes and for what they like? It's young girls. And
True.
so I think that Twilight is actually incredibly accurate and incredibly true to what it's trying to portray and the realities of young love. I think there's some other bigger problems what that has to stem to purity culture and Stephanie Meyer and all that stuff like that. But when it comes to like what Twilight was trying to accomplish and what the directors and stuff were trying to accomplish, like I think that it did a bang up job,
Yeah.
honestly.
No, I
Um,
agree. The first time I watched Twilight, I was opposed to it for so long because I was young. Like, I passed the prime of it. So I never watched it. And then I got older and it was like, why would I watch it on my own? And then
right.
few friends of mine were like, you need to watch it. And I was like, nah, like, I think it's stupid. And they're like, no, 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 no. Like, you just like, you got to watch it and just like, kind of just let yourself be entertained by it. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
don't like articulate it, which is hilarious because that's what we're doing now. But like just enjoy it. Like, just watch it, you laugh or you enjoy it or whatever. And I ended up just loving it because I was like, it's just so non-serious. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's just so funny. Like, I love it. It's just such an easy watch.
Which is why I'm
Right.
so excited to get to the other ones because I know, like, some random spoilers that are really, like, iconic and well, like, spoken about. But other than that, like, I really feel like I'm pretty, like, unspoiled by, like, how the story goes. I just know some plots here and there between, like, the love triangle stuff and, like, her and Edward's relationship, but other than that, I really don't know what happens. So I'm really stoked to see change. Like Leah said, like, the tonal shift and just, like, I don't know, I'm really stoked for that. I we'll get down to it when each scene pops up or here and there when we get down to the lore of it. I have so much to say about the lore of like this world too. There's some stuff that I think actually think is really fun. And there's some other stuff where I'm just like, I just feel like other adaptations did it better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's not fun. Like this movie was incredibly enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. So, okay, in this original script, these are the changes that they had made. The character of Bella Swan was going to be a long distance runner, cursing, using shotguns against vampires who killed her father, being turned into a vampire, and riding jet skis being chased by the FBI.
That is so not
I'm
Bella, even in the
sorry?
books.
Is
Yeah.
this like Mission Impossible?
When talking about the MTV film's original script, author Stephanie Meyer said they could have filmed it and not called it Twilight because it had nothing to do with the book, and that's kind of frightening. Yeah. And apparently, Stephanie Meyer was incredibly hands on with the making of this film. And like looking at what critics have to say about this, almost every single one says this is one of the most true to its source adaptations that they've ever seen. There's obviously changes, but there were things like, okay, we were in biology class like 3 times. We don't want to keep going back to the same set. Like they decided to throw in a field trip and, instead of having them go back to biology class, and they like combined a few characters because it wasn't necessary to have so many, and like all things that are not going to change up the plot too much. So the director of the original or of the film was Catherine Hardwicke, and she eventually saw this script and was intrigued, like the original script, and was like, oh, that's interesting. Then she went and read the book and was like, this is nothing like the book. And so then she actually helped adapt the screenplay to make it more accurate, which I was like, that's really cool. Also, I gotta say, it's very, very obvious that a woman directed this movie, and I think that it is so smart of them, and that's how it should be, to have a woman direct this because it's from the point of view of a young girl, you know?
Well, and I also think it stands the test of time. I mean, like the movie and the book have way surpassed their like what would have been like kind of 5 minutes of fame. Like, oh, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's a
It's
popular
a
movie and then it
cultural
moves on.
landmark.
But it's like people still love these movies. Like you have grown adults going back and being like, I'm in a Twilight mood. Like
Yeah.
that is a like a landmine for people. That is what people strive for.
It is a cultural landmark. When people go look back at 2008, 9, 10, 11, like Twilight changed the trajectory of a lot of stuff. And I mean, we're going to point back to Buffy. It's building off of the success of Buffy and Vampire Diaries and all that other stuff. But Twilight really became its own thing separate from all that. And I mean, we
Well,
can't,
Vampire Diaries was after.
Yeah, it was
was it? I
2010.
can't remember. Oh, was
Yeah.
it? Okay. Never mind. Yeah. Well,
Vampire
Vampire
Diaries
Diaries.
is really riding on the code of
Yes.
Twilight.
Yeah.
The TV show was Twilight was written after Vampire
We mean
Diaries.
the show. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Even like the style of, I was going to say too, like the style of like the speed running, they
Mhm.
totally stole from Twilight because it wasn't like
Have
that
you
on
guys
Buffy.
seen the videos of how they do the speed running?
No.
Yes.
Oh, it's
yes.
such an ick. So
Oh,
they literally
no.
have like these like
It was an ick in the movie too.
yeah,
Sure.
no, literally. But it's even worse. They have these moving like treadmills and they pretty much put them on the treadmill and then move the treadmill. That's why they like their legs look weird. Like
Yeah.
because
It
it's
looks like
they're
they're
just
on a treadmill.
Vampire Diaries
honestly.
definitely
Yeah.
does it better in that sense.
Yeah. Well, they just blur them. They just
Mhm.
move really, really fast. No, but like it's just kind of funny because I mean, 50 Shades of Grey, it was started off as a fan fiction
yeah.
based off of Twilight. But casting, so Robert Pattinson had actually never heard of the Twilight novel. He only attended casting because his American
poor
agent
man.
persuaded him, and he liked
He got
Kristen.
like brought into it.
He did, and then he completely just like sucked himself in. But apparently, Kristen Stewart was the first to be cast. And can you guys guess who Stephanie Meyer wanted to be Edward?
Riley.
Is he in the cast?
Think about every fantasy girl, like fantasy genres fan casting. Who is this male actor that like especially if you're on
During that
Book Talk.
time or
Oh,
now?
even now. He's who
What?
every
Henry
girl
Cavill?
would want. Henry Cavill.
Oh my gosh,
No way.
Edward based off of Henry Cavill.
I'm dead. Honestly, it would have
What?
hit, but I don't think him and Kristen Stewart would have worked together. I think I'm glad with the casting, but that's funny. I just went out on a limb.
Yeah, I know. The Henry Cavill's been around for forever. People have been writing fanfics about him since, the early 2000s. And Jennifer Lawrence and Lily Allen both auditioned for the role of Bella, which
Lily
is really
Allen?
funny. Lily Allen, not
Oh,
Lily
Lily
Allen. Who was
James?
it? No, it was her dad's the guy who sings for Tarzan. What's her name?
Oh, Lily
Lily
Collins.
Collins.
Lily
She
Collins.
actually would have been a really good Bella. Wait, that would have
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah, I agree. She might have been too old at the time though.
Nah, bro.
No?
Kristen
2008?
Stewart was the perfect Bella. She has the perfect amount of
I don't know.
awkwardness.
I think a little too much awkwardness. I was
No, but
so
that's
uncomfortable.
Bella. That's literally Bella.
Really? In the books too?
Yeah.
I saw a interview by Kristen Stewart actually recently that completely changed my mind about her acting for Twilight, because it's always been like everybody's made fun of her, but I think she was only doing what the character called for. And
Yes,
she
Bella is awkward. She's literally
Yes.
the ultimate pick-me girl.
Yeah,
She
and
really is.
Kristen Stewart nailed it.
But she
Yeah, she's like-
stuttered in every single sentence, and my ADHD was killing me. I was like, oh my gosh.
Which I don't think that she always does it well. Like there are certain times where I'm like, she could have portrayed that better. But
Sure.
she is Bella. She's literally how Bella is.
Well, and it's the quote from Kristen Stewart, or I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember exactly, but she was talking about how she felt like the character of Bella was written really accurately to a teenage girl's experience. She's like, it's the type of thing where it's your first time ever being in love and you're so infatuated with this person. You just almost want them to eat you up because you just love them so much. And she's like, that's what it's like being a teenage girl and being so in love. And she's like, and I tried really hard to portray that. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's the teenage girl experience right there. And I thought that was just it changed my perspective on the movie instead of it just being, I don't know what I once you actually put yourself in who you used to be as a teenage girl, you're like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson apparently showed up to his audition with jet black hair, really messy, and a stain on his shirt. And the casting director was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the guy. But what sold her was the kissing scene between Kristen and Rob. Apparently, they did the kissing scene, and Kristen was like, oh, I love him. We need to get him on. The chemistry was great. And the thing was that Kristen was 17 at the time and Rob was 19, 20. I don't know the age gap, but he was over 18. And Hardwick gave him the part as long as he got in shape, because he was a little pudgy, as in his words, from eating or drinking beer all the time. As long as he got in shape and made a promise. She said, you've got to realize that Kristen is 17 years old, Hardwick told him. She's underage. You've got to focus, dude, or you're going to be arrested. I made him swear on a stack of Bibles.
Oh, no.
And then they got together later on and everyone was like, mm-hmm. No, but I appreciated that they were clearly looking out for Kristen. And I mean, the age gap is such that she turned 18 and, it is what it is. But yeah, so think about all the people we could have had as Bella and Edward. And we got, those two. And I think it worked.
Okay. We start off with her monologue, which is, I think she repeats half of it at the end of it. Very common movie trope. And then it's viewing the deer, all that.
I
Very
was like,
symbolic.
oh, snap. They were dying in the place of someone I love. Seems like a good way to go. Because I was
Yeah,
oh my gosh, are they
so
already
dramatic.
kind of
so very dramatic?
Okay, Flynn Rider. He's
Yeah.
this is the story of how I died.
Yeah. But it also perfectly mirrors, because it's interesting in the end. You find out that she's talking about her mom. She's talking about taking the place of her mom, because you think, oh, she's talking about Edward. But no, she's talking about taking the place of her mom, and then she cuts forward to she's leaving her mom to go live with her dad, which I thought was interesting. I like how you don't have this big conflict with angsty, oh, my mom got remarried, blah blah blah
True.
blah. It's just it's normal life. She's like, my mom got remarried, life is busy, I'm gonna go live with my dad. There's no animosity between the parents. There's no animosity between the new spouse. It's very just life, it's just a little bit more complicated.
I loved her dad. I felt
Charlie. He's my
His name's
fave.
Charlie.
Yeah, mine too.
Everyone simps over him.
I was about to say that. I was like, why is no one
Everyone.
talking about him? Everyone's talking about
Everyone.
Edward and Jacob.
Yeah.
I was like Mr.
I would have picked
Cullen.
him. Yeah. Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Both
yeah.
the daddies. I was
You walked
like,
in,
oh
I was
my
like,
word.
Edward who?
No,
For
you guys
real.
have to wait until the later movies with
I'm sad.
Jasper.
I'm excited.
No, Jasper.
Oh, Jasper,
Jasper
really?
has a glow up because I was like, this dude is a
Jasper
little
gets
weird.
so sexy. Although you kind of have to ignore the fact that he's been in the wrong side of the war.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There's
Wait,
like that whole
what?
controversy. He was fighting for the South.
Yeah.
Did they mention
Anyways,
it in the movies?
moving on.
Oh, I don't know if they mention it in the movies, but
No,
they
they
do in
do.
the books. They do.
They do.
Oh.
Yeah, they did not
You know
leave
what?
that out.
We can appreciate the actor. We don't have to like love Jasper.
I mean, I love Jasper, but like, it
Why
was
would
a
they
dumb
put that
decision to
in?
put in there, huh?
Oh, that's Stephanie Meyer. She's problematic. She's and we'll talk about like purity culture and all that stuff, especially with Mormons and how this is like
it's
influenced
so
by
bad,
that
yeah.
and stuff. Like this is nobody who is not repressed sexually does like she wrote
Writes
this
this kind of
being
movie.
repressed.
Yeah.
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 If you guys heard the fan theory, so I don't know why I know. I'm like probably because
Sarah has a lot of random knowledge about stuff she's never seen. I'm dead.
I don't know
Seriously,
why.
what?
I can't remember where I put my keys, but I can remember this stuff. It's probably because I get a lot. I'm probably on vampire talk because of Buffy and like doing all that stuff. And so I see a lot of Twilight stuff. And I'm just like, when it comes to just knowing stuff, I just like to listen to it, whether I care about it or not. And I just get sucked in. So have you guys heard the fan theory that Jasper is actually Bella's mate, not Edward?
What?
Huh?
There's a whole theory out there that Jasper is actually her fated mate or whatever. And
Wait,
I
is
like
that spoilers for like them in the future? Because I don't want to know.
no, it's not.
No,
It's not
nothing
spoilers.
happens with her and Jasper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, I have not seen the movie, so I don't know. All I know is
Well, I
that
mean,
like
I don't
some
know if
people
you knew some spoiler for that. I wasn't sure.
No, there's like nothing happens. But some people say like through like the micro interactions and stuff, and that if Jasper had like seen her first or something like that. So I don't know.
But he
That's a
does
bit of a
see her
stretch.
first.
No, they just walk into the cafeteria, but he doesn't see her first.
Yeah, he does.
Edward does.
No. Edward is the last to come in the cafeteria.
Yeah, but I don't
I
think they
know.
stared at their table though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
they
they
walked
did.
in, but they didn't look at her.
When they walk in, all of them look at the new table, each individually.
Oh,
Really? I didn't notice that.
Okay.
Trust me.
I
As they're
trust you.
walking
You're
in, they
the
all
expert.
look at the table because Bella's staring at them and they can smell that she's new, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't fall one side or the other when it comes to it, but I'm curious. I'm going to watch the movies and be like, okay, does this have any legs? Because I mean,
Right.
like the whole idea of like Jasper being the most newly turned and him like refusing to shake her hands and stuff like that. Like it could be because her blood is really tantalizing because he's newly turned, but it also could be because he's like can't resist her. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting theory.
It's been a while since I've seen him, so I think there might be some like sexual tension, but that's also because
Everybody has
Jasper's
sexual
sexy,
tension with
so.
Bella. Jasper's sexy. I don't see
Apparently.
it, Leah.
You guys,
Even the
just
villain.
wait. Just give it a few movies. You'll see it. I promise.
All right. All
He's
right, we'll come
attractive.
back.
His character just didn't really say anything.
No, everyone has a glow up. You'll see. Literally, everyone
He-
has a
I
glow up.
believe you.
No, he looked like the guy from the Chocolate Factory. What's his name? Like Johnny
Willy
Depp's
Wonka?
character. He looked like Willy Wonka
Willy
with like the big
Wonka?
eyes and the
Girl,
crazy
what?
hair.
Willy Wonka has a short bob. He looks like Lord Farquaad.
No, I don't like besides the bob. I'm he does though. Okay, moving on.
Yeah. Anyways,
And the fact you said Johnny
all right.
Depp's character, he has a completely different aesthetic.
Oh no, you know what I was thinking? The Mad Hatter played by Johnny Depp in Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what he
he
looked
definitely
like.
gives more Mad Hatter vibes.
Thank you. Okay.
That makes a lot more sense. I was like, girl, you lost me on that comparison. Anyways, oh my gosh, back to Charlie Boy. Her monologue over these actually kind of killed me. It's just
Yeah.
like the way she talks is like so like she just like she really is the ultimate pick me. Like even in her own
Mhm.
Yeah.
monologue, she's just like, I'm like, girl, I know that's not how you talk.
It really just
But-
brought me back to like my like junior high elementary days where like everyone wanted to be like so quirky and like I would have ate this up back in the day.
I gotta say, I really liked I mean, I know everybody loves Charlie, but they wrote him very realistically
Yeah.
Mhm.
because he's not like the, oh, overprotective dad, like all up in your business. He's very kind of like aloof and abrupt and like, the whole your hair is longer. She's like, I cut it. And he's
But
like,
he
guess
also,
it grew
like,
out again.
he silently, like, observed stuff about her and then fixed it,
Mhm.
which is such a dad thing. Like, he's, like, this sweet, like, not knowing how to help, introverted dad, but, like, fixed her tires, gave her, like, pepper spray, like, just does a
Right.
lot for her.
The perception of time in this movie is so wrong. Like,
Mhm.
because she comes in and she comes to the house, and then the next thing you know there's people outside, and they're like, "Oh, we got you this brand new truck." You meet Jacob for the first time, and it's kind of like a sweet interaction. And then she's immediately like, "Can I drive you to school?" And you're
I
like,
think what they were doing is like they showed her coming out of the house the next morning. So she was on her way to get into her dad's car to go to school. And then
Yeah.
her dad surprised her with Jacob and Jacob's dad saying, hey, here's a new truck. And she was already going to go to school. So she's like, cool, might as well just drive it. But I
"Yeah,
could see like it was confusing.
no,
They
no,
didn't
no, I
quite lead
totally
in
get
very
it," but
well.
it's like, but that happened multiple times in the movie where I
Yeah.
thought that we were further along. Like, I
Yeah.
thought prom had passed like 5 times, but then they kept bringing it up, and I
Yeah.
was like, "How is prom not passed?" But she meets Jacob. The freaking give off the worst vibes. Like, they have no chemistry in this movie. It's
I thought
actually
they were
Yeah.
cute.
no, it kills
No, it's
me.
so
I
awkward.
literally get like brotherly
I was about to
vibes.
say little brother annoying middle schooler vibes.
You could definitely tell they were trying to manufacture the chemistry, but I gotta say, like, his dad, we only see him twice we see him twice, and then he's referred to another time, but this man has a lot of audacity and has, like, absolutely no respect for boundaries. He was all like, "Oh, my son here wanted to see you again." He's like, "Oh, thanks for
Yeah,
that,
I
dad."
know.
And then later on, he's like, "I'll pay you $20 to go talk to Bella and tell her to stay away from her boyfriend." Oh, poor Jacob.
I think that's the only hint that you get that Bella is even a little bit interested in Jacob is because she's not completely and utterly creeped out by that.
True.
Like the fact that she kind of allows it and almost finds it a little like charming. I'm like, girl.
But also, like, they're on the beach and they're very much like trying to flirt. Like, it may not be working chemistry wise, but like it's very clear from body language that the characters are meant to
Yeah.
be flirting. And I
Yeah.
was like, girl, like, are you into Edward or into Jacob? And I feel like this is going to be a problem later on.
Yeah. I'm like, gee, I wonder why you think that.
Yeah, right.
Um, then she goes to school, and all I kept thinking was, I would freaking hate every man in this school.
They're all so
Like,
Oh,
freaking
she's
annoying.
walking in and they're like, Bella, Bella. I'm like, oh my god, I would be so rude. I'd be like, hello, like, can I go to class?
the thing that drives me the most nuts about this, and this is probably the number one reason why I refuse to read the books, is they created the character of Bella as kind of just she's so broadly written that she could be a stand-in for pretty much any girl. A lot of us relate with
Right.
not being athletic and liking to read but they make every single guy infatuated with her.
And
And
like,
so
Kristen Stewart is pretty, but she's not walking in there like,
She looks like a nurse off duty in the first scene with her like green shirt that's
yeah,
buttoned
she's
up. It
wearing
looks like
basic fit. She looks
yeah.
very like she looks like a high school girl. Like,
yeah.
It
oh
was
my
during that time
gosh.
where like girls being like clumsy and quirky and weird was like so attractive for
Mhm.
I guess men during that time. Just kind of odd. But like the amount of time she trips, like her wearing like leggings and Converse with her prom dress, like saying, "Oh my gosh," her line in the first day she says, "Any cold wet thing I don't like," talking about the rain. I'm like, "Are we being for
And
real?"
yeah, any
Like
cold wet thing. It's like,
just say
Okay,
you
but
don't like
the
the rain.
the script is absolutely ridiculous. I think they literally copy and pasted parts of the book
oh,
because
for sure.
that says Bella, never without her iPod, makes her way through kids who stare openly. A few brave ones say hi. They're all talking about her. This is her hell. And then it says constant
Oh.
stares at her, which, okay, if you're going to a small town, yes,
No,
you're
that
going to
would
be
be
an
my hell
outsider.
too. It would
It's
be.
just
I'm
the
not
way
gonna
that it's
lie.
written. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's just angsty, you
Yeah.
know. I thought it was funny. The girl that honestly I felt was really relatable was her friend. frick, what's
Anna
her
Kendrick?
name? Anna Kendrick, yeah. Anna Kendrick's character.
She drove
But
me nuts.
she
She's a
killed
little
me because,
annoying.
like, when she first meets the one guy, or when Bella first meets the one guy in gym class or whatever.
Oh,
he's
yeah, and she, like,
hey.
sidles right in.
And then, like, Anna Kendrick's character is, like, laughing with them, trying to be like, ha, like
"That's
notice
funny."
me. I'm like, oh.
She was doing too much in this movie. I was like,
yeah,
babes,
but that
take a
was
breather.
so high school. And, like,
True.
high school and middle school, you're just
True.
like, this new girl comes in and you're just immediately threatened. You're like, oh my god, like, everyone's liking
I
him.
wrote down in my notes, I was like, is every girl in this high school pick me? Because at some point she was like being like, oh, like, new shiny thing. Everyone's like super into you. Like, I'm like, babe, stop making every girl competition.
But I will say,
Eric killed me, though. He was like, gosh, Jessica, it's dead in the water. Stop bringing it up. He like leaves, and then he's like, I got you, babe. I'm like, whoa, I think Eric was a little more invested in this than we thought.
Well, I thought it's funny, too, because it's like, I liked the fact that the girls, even though, yeah, they have their aspects of, like, stupid, like, you know,
Juvenile behavior because they're juveniles.
Right.
Yeah, but I like the fact that the girls never kind of crap on each other.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
They do
Bella
like each
comes
other.
in and they immediately are like, all right, we'll be friends with you. Like, they feel jealous, but that's also very high school. It's like,
True.
you have, like, you're so insecure because your body is so different and everything is new, and, like, high school is just freaking confusing. But it's like, it's cool to see that they came in, and even though they had, like, aspects of being kind of jealous or threatened, they were like, all right, she's cool. Like, and we're just, like, immediately friends with her.
I like that there were a lot of tropes that they didn't lean into. Like, I feel like Jessica could have turned into a mean girl, but she very obviously wanted to like Bella. She just has liked this guy for forever and has probably gotten really close to having him ask her out. And then all of a sudden this
I
new girl
understand
comes
that.
in.
Yeah.
Like, it's
That's
understandable.
totally normal. Like, that's a totally
It's
normal
not Bella's
feeling.
fault, and she never made it Bella's fault, which I
Yep.
like. I gotta say, so, like, this cafeteria scene I've seen a bazillion times, and when they're in, like, the lab right after this, I'd also seen, like, her walking in front of, like, the fan and him, like, gagging immediately.
Oh, my word.
It was sending me, not because I saw that because I was still laughing, but it was sending me when she's sitting next to him and she's, like, smelling her shirt, and then he's, like, shaking, putting his finger and, like, pushing over, like, the vial towards her. I was dying. I was like, this man is struggling.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's just parts of this movie where I'm like, I literally will be crying laughing. Like, but it's also such a teen thing that she, like, walks in, and this, like, Edward is very obviously being the weird one. Like, he's,
The
like,
flared
freaking out,
nostrils.
covering his
Yeah.
head, and she goes, oh my god, do I smell? Like, she, like, checks herself. Like,
that's such a high school thing.
yeah, but I mean, literally me. Like, if that happened, I'd be like, oh my god,
that'd be me
do
today
I reek?
for sure.
Do I reek? Like, and the fact that the whole class, she's staring straight at the board, and he's fully facing her, just staring intently at, like, I don't know how she didn't turn and was like, are you okay?
Yeah,
Like, she just did not break. She just let him stare the whole class.
Oh, I audibly laughed when, like, right after this, like, he, like, tries to transfer and he's like, I'll just deal with it. And she's like, okay. And then, like, the day after that, he, like, when he goes on his hiatus for a couple days and comes back and they're talking in the hallway, and she's like, oh, your eyes have changed. And without, like, really giving a reason, he just walks straight away.
He goes, it's the fluorescence.
And then walks straight away. I was dying.
Robert Pattinson's devotion to this character is honestly just, it's stellar.
And he hates it. He hates
I know.
this
I've seen all the interviews.
Oppose him.
Okay, so as soon as he was cast, he moved to Oregon and began working on his character, both physically and mentally. He worked out 5 hours a day with a trainer, learning to fight, play baseball, and do stunts. He also had to learn to drive and get an Oregon's driver's license. That's how committed this man was to the role.
Dang.
Jeez. I know. I just think, like, what kills me is that for, like, the first half of the movie, Edward is like, I tried so hard to avoid you. Like, I tried pushing away and it just doesn't work. And I'm like, where did he try? Literally, where did he try at all?
He ran off before the bell.
He like just started talking to her.
He started talking to her, or like sat next to her. The only thing he did was he just avoided school for 3 days.
Well, and then remember the whole busing? This bus is full. Taps on it, and she's like, okay. And
Yeah,
then
that was
uses the other
after.
bus.
That was after he tried and saved her life. Actually.
Oh yeah, forgot
Oh,
about
yeah.
that part.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, Leah. Tell us about him saving her life.
I mean, I think that was the next day. I think.
When he comes
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
No, because he doesn't. Oh yeah, it's when he comes
Yeah,
back.
because
Yep.
he's gone for 3 days,
Yep.
and Bella's like, "There's no reason to come to school," which, like, me, like, when I didn't have a crush in high school,
For
it was
real,
so
why
boring.
go through it?
It was boring. I was like, what is there to do at school? Like, when you had a crush in high school, it was exciting. It was fun. Like, you could
Mhm.
talk with your friends. Like, you know, like, there's like drama.
You look cute
you
for a
know?
reason.
You're like, yeah, you look cute. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom because like maybe they'll be in the hallway. Like,
Yeah.
and then when you're not into anyone, you're like, I want to go home. It's not
No,
fun.
senior year was miserable for me because I was not into anyone, and no, there were a couple guys that were into me, but I was like really mean to them. So
Sarah was Bella. She's like, there was a lot of guys that were into me. But so then Edward finally comes back to school and he introduces himself to her. He's like, we haven't officially met. Also, the science they're learning is so far beyond juniors. Like, that is freshman year biology information.
yeah, or
And like,
sophomore year.
yeah, like it's literally like mitosis, meiosis, like the phases of what is it? Interphase or whatever, metaphase? Something like that.
Do
It's
not know.
so easy. Guys, I got a D in biology. And
Leah
I
knows her
aced
stuff.
that chapter. Aced. It was so easy. So it
Well-
kills me that they're like sitting here being like, can I check? Like, can I check?
It was so easy. It was the only thing the screenwriter could remember. She was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I gotta write
it
for
was
biology."
it's literally it's one of the easiest things in biology.
But they are
like,
in high
it's
school, though. So it makes sense.
That's why it was killing me because they're like, can I check? It's like, bruh. All you have to do is look at the little cell and see if it's combined or like detached.
Well, they're hilarious because they're like trying to infer that like this is like a meaningful moment between them. Let me see here. Let me get to the script.
Like they're like learning to trust each other.
Yes. Oh man, she trusts him because she fully
So you
said
can
he
tell
got
if it's anaphase.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, the character depth here, the development is just spot on. The acting kills me in this scene. I know it's something that everyone fixates on, but like for good reason. So okay, it says Bella says, "No, I don't like the cold or the wet." And then the script says, or the gray, or parkas, or turtlenecks. And then the script says, is that a smile playing on his lips? For the first time, he seems more intrigued than agonized. He studies her. She still can't tell if he despises her or not. It's infuriating.
This sounds
And
like
then,
a
like,
Wattpad.
oh, yeah, it totally does. I don't know. I know they're trying to make it seem like character development, but if I were Bella, I'd be like, listen, dude, you are weird.
But I also think that, like, that's high school. Like, where it's just like everything is dramatic, where it's like, oh, I'm so troubled. Like, you just wouldn't understand. But then it's like one cute guy asks you and you're like, well, you maybe would understand. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like,
my problems are so deep. You can't
yeah.
possibly. It's just like,
she's honestly so real for that.
he's 108 and he's like, wow, the 17-year-old girl is so intriguing.
Yeah, because her parents are divorced. Like, you've never met a divorced girl before, really,
Even though I've
Cullen?
been in high school for 100+ years and have been able to hear the thoughts of all the teenage girls around me, I can't possibly know what this one is thinking.
She's just such a mystery.
Yep, her holding that golden onion, so perplexing.
So then they're in the hallway. He turns around because she's getting too close to his secret that he's keeping terribly. I literally think the dumbest person could figure out that they are vampires. Like, I don't understand how more people haven't figured out because they're so bad at keeping it. Mainly Edward. Just
Mainly
terrible
Edward.
at it.
Oh, you missed the whole car truck scene. He saves
No,
her
no,
life.
that's the. Oh, yeah. So
the massive
that's
dent.
that day.
Because she
So then
drops the golden onion.
She's in the parking lot, headphones on, and people are throwing things at her, which I'm like, she is patient.
What a
I'd be
martyr.
pissed. And then the car slids on like black ice or on ice, almost hits her, and Edward appears and saves her.
Romantic.
And then promptly gaslights her
For like
at the
20 minutes
hospital.
too. Like, he keeps going every
he
time
didn't
they
even
interact.
try to be like, I ran really fast. Like, he didn't even try. He just immediately goes to like, you hit your head really hard. I don't think you understand what you're saying. Like, he doesn't even try. Like, oh my gosh.
Daddy McCullen comes in, or Daddy Cullen, or Daddy
Yeah,
Dr. Cullen.
Mr.
I was
Casper.
like,
Daddy
yeah,
Casper.
Daddy Casper. He's Carlisle, not Casper or Jasper.
No,
Yeah, Jasper's the kid.
he looks like no. It was supposed to be.
Oh, Casper, he looks like a ghost because he's so pale.
Oh,
He looks
too
like
close to Jasper.
a beautiful porcelain doll is what he looks like.
Yep.
Well, that was
Or
not funny
even
that I have to
like
explain
Bella's like
Sorry,
talking to
Tabby.
It's okay.
and she has like a genuine moment of being like, thank you for your son was the one who saved me. And he just is like weird about it instead of being like, wow, that's awesome. I'm so glad he's like, get some rest.
I know,
Like,
he doesn't even
it's like-
respond to it. It's like, oh, I'm so glad I trained him right, or like something weird dad joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're just so not subtle at all. Like they
Yeah.
really are. It's honestly lucky that the rest of the townspeople are just dumb. Like they just don't really think about it.
The dream sequence cracked me up. There was a couple dream sequences that they cut out, but Bella, the way that she's sleeping, she pretty
Her
much had like a hand like
It was so
suspended.
weird. I'm
They
dead
had
that
to,
he's
It's
watching
not
her sleep
like
like
really
that.
a dream sequence because I'm pretty sure he's actually there.
No, he's for sure there.
She just thinks it's a dream.
Yeah, there were a couple of dream sequences that they cut out of like her in water or them both in water and then him being like pulled down into the water.
I will no longer accept people saying that Angel's creepy when this exists. Him watching her sleep for months or maybe weeks, maybe days, even still then, one night is too much. Like, it's just freaking creepy. It's fascinating.
It's fascinating. Not like he didn't sleep for 17 years of his life. He knows what sleeping is, okay?
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
true.
I thought about that
Sarah.
too.
Never thought about that.
Oh, now they go on the field trip. So this is when they're about to go on the buses. And then she's like talking with Edward and trying to be like, how did you get over there so quick and all this stuff.
I was
And then,
actually kind
like-
of proud of her in this scene.
Like she's like, I'm not dumb. Like I didn't actually get a concussion or anything because the car didn't actually hit me. And then like Alice, of course, is the nice one to be like, are you going to come on the same buses? It's like, no, she's going on a different one.
My favorite was the teacher being completely stressed out because someone was trying to drink the compost worm
Yeah,
water
I know.
stuff. I was like, relatable.
He's like, don't drink that. Like, screams.
Well, and then Edward has this whole thing where he's like, it'd be better if we weren't friends.
I was
And
like,
she's like-
gosh, man, this feels like this
she's
is
like,
escalating.
Well,
I don't think you even
love how, like, honestly, she's kind of real with him. Because she was like, isn't it kind of late for that? Like, we've already been, like, hanging out as friends and stuff. And then, he says something else, and she's like, I'm getting sick and tired of your mood swings.
Seriously.
So relatable. Because he is. He's so up and down with her. But they're down at La Push. And, they're, like, making fun of her for inviting Edward. She's like, I was just trying to be nice.
And
then
Jacob pops up. He's like, Bella.
Yeah.
Were you then, loca?
Not
No,
yet.
that's in the second one.
Yeah. But the way he says Bella's with like a Bella.
Yeah. It's like, Bella. And then they have the most painful flirting ever. It actually kind of, it's almost hard to watch because I'm like, I feel like that's probably how high schoolers flirt.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Like when you're in
is.
high school, like you would think like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, like I got it on lock. Everyone thinks I'm smooth. And then you look back and you're like, oh my god, that was embarrassing. That was
Well, it's
so
funny because
embarrassing.
we all thought we were being subtle and our parents couldn't tell. And now looking back, I'm like,
Oh.
You're
holy
like,
crap.
Everyone knew.
Everyone
Everyone
could
knew.
tell.
So embarrassing.
Yeah. Okay. My
Oh.
favorite part was the fact that they were talking about like the divide between the Cullens and they do that whole flashback thing. And they're like, the Cullens don't come here. And then it's like this like awkward silence. And then she's like, so what did your friend mean about the Cullens not coming here? He's like, oops, caught that. And I was like, yeah, you mean the truck size silence?
He also said it a literal like minute ago. And he's like, oh, you caught that? I'm like, yeah, she caught that. No one else was speaking. It was only you.
Everyone
saying
just
that
sat there.
Also, like Jacob's teeth or Taylor's teeth were so white and straight that I was getting so distracted by them. Every time he smiled, I was like, oh my word, like they're literally like the perfect teeth.
It's because everybody they jacked up the light,
it
and
looks
so
so
everybody's
bright.
pale, and he's the only tan
Yes.
person with his white teeth.
So his teeth were so blinding. I was like, oh my gosh, they're so bright.
They're trying to make him look like a race he's not.
Yeah.
Which is also one
Yikes.
of the other like faux pas of this movie is the fact that they didn't actually hire people that were like indigenous. Like
Yeah.
they just hired people that were like a little tan to get away with it.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, and here's all the flashbacks and stuff as they're talking about like, ooh, vampires versus werewolves.
Yeah, they're like,
Without actually
it's an
saying it.
ancient thing. It goes all the way back. And then
They
she's like
hunt
asking genuine
animals.
questions because he's telling her like this weird story and he's like, it's just a story, Bella. Like, why are you asking questions?
Everyone's
like
gaslighting her.
Yeah,
I'd
like
be
maybe
so
because you're
pissed.
telling her a freaking weird story that she just like asked about why the Cullens don't come to this part of town. Like, and he's like, it's just a story.
I mean, I don't know. I get the feeling that Jacob isn't fully aware of his heritage and stuff yet. I don't think maybe he knows
No,
he's a
he knows.
werewolf.
No, at
Oh,
the
he
very
knows?
end of the movie, you could definitely tell when they stare at each other at prom. There's something there.
Oh,
They
okay.
both know.
I don't know. To me,
It's like almost like a puberty thing for them.
well, he doesn't look like he's gone through puberty.
You know, this is guys. This only came out like 2 years after Shark Boy. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Like there was a 2-year difference between this movie and like baby fetus Taylor Lautner in
I
that movie.
know.
Isn't that
He
crazy?
definitely looks like he's in the middle of that transition, man.
Yeah. And then we meet the antagonists. Finally, bro. I was kind of forgetting that there was even going to be antagonists in this movie.
Oh, yeah, those guys. I was like, oh, hello. Who are you?
Yeah, they get introduced like freaking 20, 30 minutes into the movie. So we find out Bella's friends are going to prom because she's a strong, independent woman. When Bella gave her that advice, I was like, please, please.
Although I was like, I literally wrote in my notes. I was like, can we quote you on that later, Bella?
Yeah, literally. Well, and then it kills me because Bella's like, oh my gosh, like, are you guys going dress shopping? Can I come with you? And then she goes and she's like whining. Like her friends are like trying to show her, and she's like, oh, I actually came here just for a bookstore.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you're going to the same town that bookstore I was really
Yeah,
interested
like
in."
why didn't you
I was
just say that in the
"What a
first
trash
place?
friend!" And she
Yeah,
sits
they're
there,
like
it's like,
trying to include her and be like,
She's
yeah,
also
you can
such a
come prom
pick
dress shopping
me.
with us.
She's like,
yeah.
looks fine. I'm like, girl, just like be like supportive. Be like, this one looks really good with your hair or like your coloring or whatever.
So then Bella goes to the bookstore, ends up leaving, gets cornered by these group of gross guys, which I'm like,
typical. Here it is.
like, yeah, this is such a niche trope of like, oh my gosh, this girl's walking home and these guys
Yeah.
and men just want her so bad. And, like, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I've gone to a Walmart, you know, in my PJs before and been treated like
I've gone
princess.
to a gas station or two.
Yeah, like some men will literally look at a curvy twig and start to think thoughts about it. Like, you know, this does happen, but it's like
this trope of it being like 15 frat boys
yes,
and one girl
all
going down a dark
drunk on
alley
like a Tuesday
and
night when you're walking out of a bookstore. Like,
yeah.
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 So then Edward comes out of nowhere, literally nowhere, speeds up, saves her. And instead of like fighting them off like a normal person would do, he just stares them down. Again, not even trying to like put up any sort of facade.
The script says, nor does Bella see Edward's glare, so chilling, so animalistic in its fury that frat boy number 2, scared, instinctively backs off.
Yeah, seriously. Then they're driving. He's like driving erratically, and he's like, "You changed my mind." And she ends up finding out that he can read minds. But it's like funny because he's like, "You don't know what they were thinking." She was like, "You do," and he's like, "It's not hard to guess." It's like, well, then she would know.
This is so freaking codependent, though, and he's like, "Calm me down, Bella." It's like this idea that we want this guy who has like this anger issues, but only like if we can control it.
It's so that trope of like, only I can calm him down. Like, look into my
I
eyes.
hate
Like,
that
only
trope.
I know you.
Oh.
Which I understand where it comes from, but it's
Giving
also
Black
so...
Widow and the Hulk.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
literally.
Oh no,
Or every toxic abusive relationship ever where it's
True.
like, he's not like that with me. I know him. I understand him.
Yeah, and he's like telling her like, "No, I will hurt you." And she's like, "You know you won't. No, you won't." And I was like, "Maybe stop."
And here's the difference, because when I first watched the scene an hour ago, that scene where he's like, oh, like, you don't understand. I want to like suck your blood. I want to kill you. And she's like, you won't. I was like, this is kind of giving, the angel episode in season 1 of Buffy. But the difference in that is that he's trying to tell her, here's all the bad things about me. Like, I am these horrible things. And her testing him, being like, okay, then prove to me you're this person. Bite me. Which proves that he's just like, he's haunted by who he used to be, but he's not actually that person. And this one, he gave her so many signs and told her so many times that he was dangerous. And she's like, I don't believe you. I'm not scared. I was like, girly, I'd be scared.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. Like, I don't even think the comparisons they don't even hold up. I'm like, okay, Angel versus Edward. No, we don't even. Speaking of which, you guys need to all check out that glorious YouTube video compilation that shows Buffy staking Edward. And it
You've
is
showed
someone.
us. Yeah.
Have I showed you? Oh, I'm
Uh-huh.
going to post it because it's just beautiful.
Then we have where she meets up with their friends, and her friends are so nice. Like, they're so chill about the fact that they think that she ditched
Yeah.
them for a guy. They're immediately like, okay, yeah, like drive him home,
Supportive.
like hyping her up. I'm like, those are good friends, bro. They're a lot nicer than I would have been.
Jessica's just glad she doesn't have Mark all over her.
That's
She's
Yeah,
true.
seriously. She's like,
any other man,
Edward.
go
Go for
it."
Edward.
Yeah.
Then they're at dinner. He's like not eating again, not even being subtle.
Just staring at her while she eats. I'd be like, can you eat something for real? Don't stare at me.
And then he's like, I feel very protective of you. Again, Bella not creeped out by this at all.
So apparently the song that's played in this scene is sung by Robert Pattinson. It's a
Oh,
song that he
really?
wrote. It's called Never Think. And Nikki Reed, who plays Rosalia,
That's who that is?
that is Ian Somerhalder's wife.
Yeah, I didn't recognize her.
Because her hair's blonde,
What?
yeah. Yeah. But she was the one who got the producers to add Robert Pattinson's songs because there's another song that he sings in this as well. Reed secretly started recording him from her laptop while he was singing and playing his guitar during filming breaks. And then she took it to the director and producers, and they fell in love with his songs. And then they asked Rob if they could record a few of his songs for the soundtrack. But he didn't know it was going to actually be in the movie. And so he didn't know until like the first screening. And then he was like shocked at how well it worked. So isn't that crazy?
So then Edward ends up confessing to her that he can read minds. And then again, the typical trope of her being like, what's wrong with me? And he's like, I literally just told you that I could read your mind, and like you're just thinking something's wrong with you.
You're not scared that I can read everyone's mind.
And then she touches his hand and it's ice cold.
Oh my goodness. What could that mean?
See, knowing me, if I did that, I'd be like, dang, like you have bad circulation. Like your hands are cold.
For real. I'm dying at the fact that while they're driving and she touches his hand, like they see like the at the police station, there's like a huge thing going on. Both the parents are there, and they're like, we should pull over. They take literally 7 billion years to get out of the car with no urgency. I was like, I don't understand what is happening here.
Tabby, they're young and in love.
My bad, guys.
They don't need urgency. They have each other.
So sorry, you're so right, Leah.
Well, I love how like they both go into like an active crime scene.
Yeah.
And then like Carlisle is like, hey, you should go in. Like your dad knew that guy pretty well. It was an animal attack, blah, blah, blah. And like she goes in there and the dad doesn't even question why his daughter is at an active crime scene. Like he's just like,
He's
hey.
just overwrought with grief.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, Daddy Casper could tell me to do anything in that moment. I'd be like, okay. He's like, go inside, sweetie. I'd be like, all right. Where do I go? Where's the dead body?
Daddy Casper.
And then Bella, just like any good high school student would do, goes into research mode.
Honestly.
Ooh.
No, but like me though. Just Googles.
For real.
She's just like Googling cold hands.
Cold-blooded, blood, vampire.
It also
eating.
kills me in the like vampire ones where like they have to search up like what a vampire is. Where I'm like, bruh, you don't know what a vampire is.
It's giving all the red flags in front of her, and she's like, maybe it could be something else.
She's like, cold hands, like maybe he had a cold. Like
she's on the 7th page of Google, like, no, clearly there's got to be another answer here.
I love how they show up to school for a split second, and she immediately starts walking towards like the woods, and he just follows her.
It's literally like there's no context given. She's just like walking, and he's like, all right, I guess we're going somewhere.
They
Like
just know each
like,
other
as if,
so
like, what
well.
if she was just going to, like, take a phone call or something, and he's just
She needed to
following
go
He's
her?
like,
pee
"Oops, my
in the
bad."
woods.
Well, this scene freaking kills me because she's like, instead of being like, "What are you?" Like, "You're all these," she's like, "You're incredibly fast." You're like, it's spoken like a monologue, like a spoken word piece.
He's like, "Say it." What if it was something really bad? Like she's like, "You're the Loch Ness monster," and he's like, "No, bitch."
You're Santa Claus.
He's like, "Say it." He's like, it's like
Yeah.
a mute,
She's like,
huge
"You
ache for
travel around the
him.
world giving presents to kids every
You're
night." He's like,
you're a
"What?"
leprechaun.
This is the face of a killer, Bella.
Yeah, this is the skin of a killer, Bella. I love how she literally goes, "It's beautiful."
She's different, Leah. She's different. Like she's not like other girls, Leah. She
No,
finds
but
it
I would say that
beautiful.
too. It's literally sparkling skin. I'd be like,
Right,
dude, I would
right.
love that.
That's the stupid part is that he's like, I need to take you to the sunlight so you can see who I
Yeah,
truly am.
this is the skin of a killer.
And here, I'm not uncultured, so I knew he was gonna sparkle, but like the dramatic like build up killed me. I was like, "You're lying. This is not the sparkle scene." I was like, "He's not building it up to be this." And I was
Well, and then
dying.
him throwing her on his back and treadmilling it up.
It was so quick. It was like a. I was so like,
Yep. And then he's like, everything about you wants me. He's like, my face, my body, I was like, dang, Edward, okay, we get it, like, hype yourself up. And then he's like, as if you could outrun me. And he's like, as if you could fight me off, and just rips like a little like root off something. I'm like, I feel like I could have done that. Like, low key, I feel like I could have done that, but okay.
I just love how he's glistening, and 1 second it's his cheek, and then the next one, his entire shirt and jacket are unbuttoned. I'm like, oh, what did that happen?
And then we have this scene where he's like, I can't read your mind. You have to tell me what you think, Bella. I'm like, she's obviously into, like,
She was like, "You're beautiful."
she's
Like,
like, she's here. She's listening. Like,
She hasn't left.
yeah, it doesn't take a mind reader to, like, figure it out. And then she's like, so the lamb fell for the lion.
Oh, she said the
He's
lamb
like,
is
stupid
stupid.
lamb. Sadistic lion.
apparently they wanted to cut this line out, but Stephanie Meyer was like, "No, you have to keep this in because people
No.
have this quote literally tattooed on their bodies and they will be so angry if they
Who
don't
would
have
get
this
that
on."
tattooed on their body?
Apparently, a lot of people do.
And she's like, of three things I am positive. One, Edward is a vampire.
Okay.
Two, a part of him, what did she say? Like, a part of him is a monster. And
No,
I
he
don't know how
wants my
big of it. Yeah,
blood.
he wants my blood. And I don't know how strong that part is. And three, I was irrevocably in love with him.
I was
I'm like,
like,
Leah
girl,
has
it's
this whole
been,
movie
"Oh."
memorized.
I'm like,
I'm
it's
dead.
literally been 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Has it even been 2 weeks? I
If
feel like it's
that,
been
that's
like a
actually
week.
generous. Probably a week. It's probably been a week, for real.
That's what I was thinking.
Because I think it's actually legitimately been a week. I think it's been like maybe 2 or 3 school days.
Yeah, well, because he was gone for like 3 days, and then she was there, she met him the first day.
So
So
it's
it's
literally been
gotta
like a
be
week.
like yeah, I think it's gotta be like the end of the week. So they've known each other for 5, 6 days.
Wow.
Well, never said love was rational.
Then Edward tells Bella the story of how Carlisle saved him and kind of gives her the little
Okay.
rundown.
But this raises so many ethical questions. Okay. Not everyone has the restraint Carlisle does. So, like, yes, it's admirable that he's saving lives, but they may go on to kill tons of other people. Like,
Yeah, but then he could always kill them.
okay.
But I mean, like, he's at least trying. And he gives them the option too, I think. I think he asks them.
Yeah, he does it only if they're dying and they have no other choice.
Not Carla. Edward mentions that their family is different. They're vegetarian. They don't eat people, but that there's others out there that do eat people.
I love how he saw, like, we call ourselves vegetarians. It's like living on tofu, unlike, like drinking your blood. And she's like,
She's like, I can read in between the lines. Got it.
But then he instantly shuts up and he's like, that was stupid. He invites her to come to his house to meet his family, which I'm like, oh my
this
gosh,
is escalating really fast.
really fast, but also I'm like, girl, like, that's a lot to meet a bunch of vampires. And how they tried to cook her dinner, I was like, that is so sweet.
I don't know why she was like, "Oh, I already ate." Like, girl, just eat the food.
No, she didn't. She didn't. She said specifically, because I remember watching this and being like, I've literally lived this, where she was like, oh, they like made dinner for her and they're like, are you hungry? And she was like, oh, I'm starved. And Edward is the one who's like, she already ate. I have literally lived that with Simon, where I was like his parents were like, oh, are you hungry? I was like, yeah, I'm so hungry. And he was like, didn't you just eat? I was like, oh my God.
Rough. Simon, no.
I was like, you have to just understand, with parents, when you first meet them, you just lie.
You have to
just
eat.
lie.
You have to
They're
eat.
making you a meal. You literally I don't care
Yeah.
if you just had a meal.
Yeah.
You shut up and you eat it
I
and you
get
say
it.
it was
Yeah.
good.
I love how Alice comes in like sunshine, is like, oh, you do smell nice. I was dead.
And Jasper's
know.
over there like, oh,
Yeah, he looks at her
you?"
like he's literally about to pounce.
She's like, down, puppy.
Alice is like, "It'll be okay. You'll be fine, Jasper." And he's like, I don't know."
This poor man is really trying to rail it in.
Also, even if I never slept a day in my life, you best believe I would put a freaking bed in my room.
Yeah. I was about to say,
Like,
I don't.
you're telling me you never lie down? Like, you never like, like, I just need to lie down right now.
That's one thing
Like,
about this lore that I don't love. I don't love the fact that they never sleep. I think that's just kind of odd and unnecessary. Just have them sleep during the day, like every other vampire and every other movie adaptation or show I've seen.
Do you guys remember, I mean, I don't know if you remember, when this movie first came out and, we have this scene where Edward was playing the piano for Bella. This was like the scene that every girl simped over, and for some reason everybody thought it was River Run Through You was the song that was in the movie. And then I remember like hearing it and being like, "Oh, this is not as pretty as River Run Through You." Like,
Well,
I don't know how
I knew all the goss from during that time because everyone was playing. I know how to play Rivers Run Through You because everyone was playing it, and I memorized it based on how people played it. But everyone who had seen it were obsessed. I thought it was in the movie Twilight, and he played it for her because it's called Bella's Lullaby, or I think the original one that he plays in the piano is called Bella's Lullaby.
Yeah.
But everyone was saying that they originally wanted that to be the one he plays for her. It's on the soundtrack, but,
but it was like
he
too
could. It was too
difficult?
difficult, so he played the more simple da 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 da.
Huh.
Like whatever.
Interesting. Yeah.
But I feel like they played it too much. Like, that's what I was gonna say too. I was like, I feel like the music
Oh, yeah.
was exactly the same, slower or the normal speed, and there was nothing else other than like the baseball scene, which was like the best part of the movie. And then we had some fun like soundtrack songs.
Well, and then you have the scene where she's like, "You don't scare me," and then he takes her and says the most God forbidden words I've ever heard in my life. He's like, "Hold on tight, spider monkey."
No, for real. Even
I'm
I knew
like,
that
I
line.
would literally get the ick so bad. I think I would literally pass out.
Leah would be so viscerally angry.
I'd literally be like, "What the frick did you just call me?"
Did you guys notice in the baseball game when what's his face, Rosalie's boyfriend does something and she goes, "That's my monkey," or I was like,
Yeah,
what is their
literally,
obsession with monkey as a pet?
literally.
Weird.
Hold on tight, spider monkey.
Oh.
She calls her mom. She ends up telling her mom that things are growing on her. And she's like on the phone with her mom when Edward like flashes in and like alarms her. I'm like, bro, I thought the like angel walking out of the like the dark was alarming. That was alarming. Like, just bulldozes her.
And then she's like, "You've been here before?" And he's like, "What else is there to do at night? Read,
not stalk your girlfriend."
This stuff is only cute in the
Because she
beginning
likes
of the
him.
relationship. It starts becoming real creepy and invading. Give it like a year into the relationship. And she's like, "Leave me alone. I did not ask you to come over."
Yeah, she's like, "How long have you been dating?" She's like, "Only a few months." How long have they been dating? A week?
Yeah, I thought this was only a week or
The time
two.
is so irrelevant in this movie. It's so funny.
All I kept thinking, like, literally, she goes, "You're a peeping Tom perv." That was cut out, but it was in the script. Edward says, "Shh, the chief will hear you." Says, "But the electricity of their physical contact quickly overwhelms them. They're laughing, quieting."
Stop. I cannot.
He studies her face.
I cannot hear that.
"Edward, I just like watching over you." And I was like, they had to know what this sounded like, right? Like, they had to know what they were doing.
But also, like, when he's about to kiss her, he literally tells her to not move. I'm like, oh, this is so weird.
He's not sure if he can, like, control himself. Okay, that's what I want to talk about.
That's not what I got at all.
This scene is weird.
Okay, so this scene screams to me shame in purity culture. You
Mhm.
kiss, you do something that like, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I'm horrible. I'm an awful being. I can't control myself. And like, it stems from the ideas that guys can't control themselves. And it just, I don't know. It's just, it gives me an ick. And that is a big reason why I think this worked so well for the demographic, is because it was coming out of the purity culture. And so all of those who were so steeped in that, all of us adolescents who grew up in the 90s purity culture were now teenagers. And so we were like
Really fed
living
into
off
it.
of it.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the result of purity culture. And I'm not saying that that's all of Twilight, but there's some problematic themes and stuff in here. And this scene is like probably the biggest one.
They're definitely capitalizing based on what everyone else was doing during that time, or lack thereof.
The whole "I can never lose control with you ever," like, it's all a metaphor for sex and, like, the vampirism and sex thing and stuff too. I don't know. It's just the self-loathing and shame just screams purity culture to me.
Well, and then you have the line where he's like, "Oh, I'm stronger than I thought," and she says, "I'm not." It's like, "Bro, you guys were just kissing. Like,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
dating. Like, you've already said you want to spend eternity together. I sure hope you can kiss."
I'm dead.
And then she finally mentions to her dad that she's dating Edward. She says like, "Oh, he's important to me." And this kills me because she's like, "Oh, well, can he meet you? Like, he's right outside." And she literally walks 3 feet and grabs him. He's like already in the house and heard that whole conversation.
And Edward's all like, "I wanna formally introduce myself." I was like, "This feels like a dumb step," after he literally was sneaking into his daughter's bedroom without her
Yeah.
permission, like, for, months apparently. He's like, "Well, I won't keep her out late. We're just gonna go play some baseball." I was like, "Baseball?"
Yeah, seriously. Which thoughts on the best scene in cinematic history?
I mean, it's great. And also, honestly, like, Alice's, like, split every time she, like,
Oh, yeah,
pitches,
the pointed
iconic.
toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was just fun. It was fun to watch. It's campy with the lightning
This
cracks
is
and the
camp goodness right here. This is, like, it at its
yeah.
best.
Although I will say that would really suck for Bella to be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go play some baseball," and they're like, "You can ump."
Yeah, I
"Okay,
thought about
thanks."
that too. I was like, I'd be excited to play, but honestly,
But they aren't playing by real rules, though. She would have been knocked over by everyone, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
I love how they just keep saying how fast Edward is. "Edward's very fast. Oh, Edward got there first because he's very fast. Oh, Edward's the fast." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we get it. He's a monkey."
Yeah, he's a spider monkey. We get it.
It's giving like, "Oh, he's so tall," and every single line is just, "He's just so tall," or, "She's so tiny and just small-sized, and I'm just
I
so
think it's just more
teeny,"
of
and
like it's trying to really throw it in your face for at the end of the movie when he goes and saves her and he's there first. It gives a reason for why he's
Oh,
there
I
first.
see. Yeah. You guys don't get it. He's the best out of all of them. He's the best vampire.
And then the 3 vampires come. The
Dun
slow-mo.
dun.
Also, the fact that they felt the need to dress him in prehistoric stuff, I was like, "Come, we get it. We get it. They're not in the world. We get it." Like you guys they could have worn normal clothes.
My favorite part was the fact that they're like, "Oh my gosh, they're here," and they're like, "Alice, how could you said they left the country," and then Alice says, "They did, but then they hurt us." What does that mean?
They're like, "Ooh, other vampires." But then they come and they're like, "We didn't know this place was claimed." They're like, "Bella, like put your hair down, like stand a little farther back." But then
It's gonna make her smell
Rosalie's
more.
like, "I could smell her all the way across the field." And then they get really close to Bella and no one smells her until one breeze. I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?"
And the entire time, Edward just stares at James, and you're like, "Yeah, this isn't sus at all."
Also, I don't understand why Bella and Edward didn't just try and run away. Like
Yeah,
when
and
they
say,
were
"Okay,
starting to walk,
bye."
like just get in the car and leave. And then if the other vampires ask a question, you could be like, "Oh, there are other vampire friends. They had to leave."
Well, he already gave them an out. Carlisle was like, "Okay, yeah, you guys can come. Some of our crew is leaving." So at that point,
Well, that
you
was the
start
plan. Was
leaving.
that they were going to start leaving. That's
But
what they were
they
starting to do.
didn't. They just stood there like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh."
And then Jamie Boy then was obsessed with her out of
Of
nowhere.
course. Yeah, because he's a hunter.
Yeah. And then like the one guy randomly shows up at their house to like warn them.
I was like, "Why are you traveling with them if you know how bad?" He's like, "Oh, I was done with them anyway."
Yeah, it's like, really, dude?
That's real convenient for you there.
Yep. And then, like, this scene with her dad kind of hurt. Like,
Yeah.
it just,
I
because their
know.
relationship was honestly the most fleshed out, I feel
Yeah.
like, even more so than her and Edward. Like, and so it's like, it's just so sweet, like, just to see him being like, okay, like, he's not even being like, no, you're not going anywhere. He's not, like, invalidating her feelings or anything. He's just saying, like, why don't you sleep on it? And if you want to go tomorrow, like, I'll drive you to the airport. Like, he's being so nice. Like, he just is really just caring about her heart and her safety.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
she's all like, "No, Dad, like this place isn't for me, and I'm just gonna leave just like Mom did." And then she pulls out this like super low blow, and he's
yeah,
like,
which I'm like, honestly, she could have probably just left and he probably would have let her.
Or like, I don't understand why they all split up. Why didn't she just say, "Hey, Dad, you should come with us," or explain about the van? Like, I don't know. They went about this a really like they were
Or why
trying
didn't
to
she just
get.
not go to her dad's because he was following her scent. He
Yeah,
wanted
it's just
her.
yeah.
True.
Edward
Yeah.
even says that. He says he's following your scent and he's gonna know you're gonna go straight to your house first. So then Bella is with Alice and Jasper and they're heading to Phoenix.
They got there really
And
fast.
yeah, like, really
Like,
freaking that's
really
what I'm
fast.
saying, like, timing in this movie is just not real, like, it literally is just not a thing. Because we have that scene where she's passing all of her friends at the coffee shop, and in my mind, I was like, "Oh, they're coming back from prom!" Like, I literally was like, "Oh,
Aw.
they already went to prom!" Like, she's missing prom because, some vampires
Well,
chasing
and
her.
he's been, like, watching her sleep for months, yet they've been talking about prom since the first second she got there, and then so you're asking people to prom, like, months in advance? I'm confused, and then prom is at the very end of the movie? Like, I just don't get it.
And also, like, this just feels so extreme. Like, one minute they're playing baseball, and then the next
Mhm.
minute she's being hunted by this guy who's suddenly
No,
fixated
yeah,
on
the
her.
movie takes a crazy turn.
Yeah.
Like, it really ramps up fast.
A human that is so common literally everywhere, let me go out of my way and hunt her for, like, forever when I could just go into
Well,
town
the
and kill
whole point
someone.
was that
She was a
she
challenge.
was a challenge because she was protected by this group of vampires.
Mm.
So, it was a chase for him because it wasn't a normal human. It was a human who was protected by the vampires.
Yeah, but it's, like, stupid because even Laurent was like, "Oh, I'm done with you guys." It's like, "Cool, join us and let's all like, 7 of us versus the 2." Like, I think they can do it. All of a sudden, they're like, "We gotta get Bella away." I was like, "Just
Yeah,
take
they
him
they
now."
yeah, just fight him. Like, they took him down so easily when they were all there. If they had just fought
Yeah.
them, they would have at least killed like one or two.
Yeah,
And then if
exactly.
like Edward, who's clearly the fastest, just took Bella and ran while the rest of them fought, that would have been a much better plan.
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, but we had to get to that moment where Bella was willing to die for her mother and was by herself so that Edward could come and suck her hand.
Yep.
So great.
Because then Ella Bella, finally gets there. And okay, also, this is gonna be so mean. I do not believe for a freaking second that Bella ever stepped foot in a dance studio. That girl is so uncoordinated.
She can't
She walks
dance!
like a grasshopper.
Wait, she said she couldn't dance.
She walks like a
Yeah,
grasshopper. Like,
that was the
how
whole
What?
thing.
was she in a dance studio?
Yeah, they had that in the script at the beginning of the movie where they were supposed to show, like, a picture of her in a tutu, like, sitting defiantly, and it's supposed to show that, like, Bella is, like, she's her own person, and she refuses, and she wasn't good at dancing and didn't want to, and so they were trying to build up this thing and then, to have it be in the dance studio, but it just
But it didn't translate, you know what I mean? I
no,
don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just read as like a continuity error.
Yeah.
Well, then she's finally I will say the, like, fighting in the scene I liked. I kinda live for her. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's kinda
"Fine a freaking
cool.
Lee," like, I've been waiting the whole movie for it, but we have him, like, trying to kill her, and then Edward comes and saves the day.
I gotta say Kristen Stewart did a really good job with this scene because, like,
Mhm.
I believed her when she was in pain, but I struggled a little bit with when her eyes crossed.
Yeah, even I
Yeah,
knew
it
about
was
the
really
eyes crossing.
sexual, like, when she
Yeah.
was starting to seize from the vampire blood. It was like really it
When she's
almost was
starting to
like
seize.
not to
I'm
be like
dead.
kind of grotesque, but it looked like she was like almost about to orgasm. I was like,
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
when he was, like, sucking her hand, I was like, "Carlisle, maybe you should leave the room."
yeah, for real.
It's giving
Although
graduation day
that scene,
part 2.
I was about to say, I was like, that was so
Yes.
Angel and Buffy coded. Like
Yes.
that, I literally was watching that and I was like,
But they did it
bruh.
better. Angel and Buffy, it was like
Well,
it was
and
like
it's
supposed
like
to be
flipped
sexual.
too.
Yeah.
I think this was supposed to be sexual too.
Well, they both have sexual undertones because it's the whole point of Edward's like, I've wanted your blood since the first moment I met you.
This one didn't work though, because if it was the neck, it could be a lot more like
Was
feeding
her
into the
arm.
sexual part. But the
But
dad
also,
is
like, a
standing there,
younger
and the dad
audience.
didn't. He was sitting there being like, come on, pull out. And I'm like, push him
Oh,
away.
okay. He didn't use
Push
that
him
term.
away.
He didn't use that term.
Ugh.
But like, why is he
Ugh.
shoving him off? He's just like, come on, you could do it. You could do it. Like,
I
and
think the
I'm
whole
like,
point was that
just shoving
Edward
him
would have
off.
never forgiven himself if he killed her. Or if
I'm gonna ruin this scene for
scared.
you guys for forever, but it's
Oh,
giving
no.
soaking.
Oh,
Having
yeah,
Carlisle right
low-key.
there.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that's what it's giving. And yeah.
Oh, gross. Anyways, Bella lives. We move on. And then you have this sweet scene with the mom where the mom is just like, you can come live with me, and then she leaves.
Well, and also I
And
have to say too, like when she mentions she wants her dad, there's no part of her mom that's like intimidated by that or like frustrated about
she's
that. She's
so
like, yeah,
tender
I'll
about
call your
it.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's honestly good and healthy. Like and the parents seem to have like good communication too.
I will say though, they're very oblivious because that cover story is sus.
You telling me she rolled down so hard that she
went out a
rolled
window?
out a window that is higher than the floor, which is what
I
she was
think that they
rolling
believe
on.
it because a doctor told them.
I
Because it says that
guess.
Carlisle is the one that told them.
But okay, here's my thing is that from Charlie's perspective, his daughter comes back, is like yelling and saying, I gotta leave, dad. I just like, I can't, like, as if like he abused her, did something. She leaves in a huff. He says horrible things. He calls the mom, says, I don't know what's going on. The next thing they hear is that she ran down or tripped downstairs, went through a window, and the boyfriend that she supposedly hates is right there.
Yeah, I feel like he abused her.
I'd be questioning so much. Yeah.
Exactly. Like it's very, very suspicious.
Yep. But somehow it all works out for them. 'Cause
I gotta say, I literally died of laughter when she comes down the stairs in the cast and everything. And he's like looking at her and he's like, oh, so beautiful or whatever. And Charlie looks at him like,
Well,
honestly,
you also
on
like
Charlie's
you missed
side.
the part too where like she's still in the hospital bed and Edward takes one logical step where he's just
Mhm.
like, maybe you should go live with your mom, like maybe it's not the best for you to be here. And she's like, no, why would you say that? Why would you ever say that?
Oh
You
my
can't ever say
gosh,
that. Like
the hurt-
immediately flips the freak
Yeah.
out.
it's giving codependent.
Yeah.
And then he immediately
Well-
backtracks. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm like,
Yeah, he's
okay,
like,
so
"I'm
what
right
was the
here.
point of
I'm
that?
right
I'm so
here."
confused.
Yep. And then they go to prom, which I'm like, how many times has this man gone to prom? Like, if we're being so for real. And I know that another prom date has had a better fit because hers is.
Actually,
Hey,
her
like-
dress by itself was cute. The leggings.
It's the leggings.
Yeah.
Leggings.
The dress itself could be a fit. It actually was kind of
Okay.
cute.
So hilariously, guys, the suit that Edward wore in that scene was the most expensive item of clothing from the entire shoot.
Dang.
What?
And the dress that Bella wears was only $20.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. It's kind of cute, though. Not gonna lie.
Well, I will say the song that they dance to when they're doing their slow dance is like iconic. Like Flightless Bird. I found
You forgot Jacob popping up like a weirdo again. Bella.
Oh no, I wasn't done. I was just mentioning
Oh,
the
gotcha.
song. He literally, first of all, the fact that he put on a tie and a suit just to crash, not to go, but just to talk to Bella. Like, why didn't you just come in normal clothes?
This man's is ready to pounce at any moment.
I'm telling you, I'm Team Jacob.
Girl,
He's a
no, you
sweetie.
won't be. You are now, but you won't be.
Oh no, don't say that, Leah. Spoilers.
I like him now. Don't ruin it for me. He's sweet. He's cute. He's much more charismatic than Edward.
Okay, guys.
Edward is gives me
when
ick.
we get to
No,
the end of the
Leah,
movie, you're gonna be
shush! Don't
embarrassed.
say
You're gonna be
anything.
don't
embarrassed.
tell us.
Leah,
We haven't
Leah.
seen it. Don't
Okay,
tell
fine.
us.
I'm not
Be
saying I'm Team
Jacob.
Jacob.
I'm Team
I'm just saying
Edward.
he's cute.
Just right now, I'm Team Jacob. It may change.
Honestly, the most embarrassing thing for me was that I was Team Jacob before I'd watched any of the movies because I personally found
Yeah, same.
him more attractive than Edward, which I don't anymore. Even now, looking back, like my taste has changed a lot. Probably because Simon looks like a more well-fed version of Edward. But like then I watched the movies and I was like, oh nah, Edward all the way.
I just think Taylor Lautner's a sweetie, and I just
Yeah,
like
he
his
is.
personality. I'm like a Taylor fan. So like I mean, who knows about Jacob's character? Because this is coming from somebody who's seen the first one maybe now twice. So I've only seen Jacob in this sense, and I know he glows up. But I mean, I feel like it's well documented that her and Edward have like a whole future together. So
I
like
always think it's stupid when they have a love triangle and it's like
clearly one-sided.
clearly they're going to end up.
Yeah.
Jacob's only here to be that
A
like
plot device or something.
plot
Yeah.
device. Yes, absolutely.
This one is the worst in that, honestly. But they end up having this conversation where Bella says that she wants to live forever with Edward and for him to turn her. And he says he
Whoa,
won't.
girl.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, it's been a month. Literally 1 month.
I will say, can I say, when they're dancing and he's like, "Are you ready now?" and then leans down to like almost like bite her. I was
Oh yeah.
like sat. That
No,
part was
it was
like great.
fire.
I was like the tension. I was like, "Whoa, this is really good." But I was like, "Man, I
Yeah.
wanted more of this throughout the whole movie." You know?
But I was like, okay, you're really gonna change her at prom? Do they not remember the blood and the screaming and the
Well, it was
agony from the
he
last
was he
time?
was trying to prove to her like oh like you can have your life. I'll be here, sort of thing. You know, he's not actually going to change
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
But I like it because it's leaving this movie on a very like definitive place where like he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that, and she's like, well, I want it, maybe I don't. Like it's very like, okay, like, well, where does it go from here then?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So when are we watching the second one, you guys?
I mean, we can watch it next week. You guys
I
want to do it
really
next
just want to
Thursday?
know what
Yeah.
happens for real.
Dude, oh, I can't wait till you guys see my favorite one. There are some gags in this movie too. Even if you know spoilers, there's
Oh, I'm
like
excited
stuff
for
that I
them.
promise you guys don't
Yeah.
know because I thought I knew a lot of spoilers and I still watched it and was like, what? Like there are some things that kind of get you.
Yeah. I'm excited.
The movie ends with them dancing romantically and it leaves off with the redhead vampire
Oh
ready
yeah,
for the second movie.
Victoria.
Yup.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Slay.
Slay.
So what I do want to know though, do you guys think that it's better? Like after watching it, like you're kind of like, all right, I can see the appeal, or is it like, no, it still sucks?
I mean, I understand the appeal because I too was a teenage girl, and what girl doesn't want, a guy so obsessed with her? Because we all want to be loved unconditionally. So this idea that someone like sees you for who you are, like it appeals to every aspect of what makes a romantic movie or book or whatever so good. It definitely like I think I saw all the cringiest parts already. So seeing everything
Mhm.
else was like, oh, okay, so this has some substance to it, you know?
Yeah,
So it was better for sure than I anticipated it being.
good.
Yeah, same here. I really feel like I mean, I think I've seen it. I honestly to this day I couldn't tell you. Maybe I've just seen so many of the scenes and then just everything else in between I just forgot about, who knows. Um but it was kind of exactly what I was expecting, to be honest. Like the tone was exactly what I was expecting. I feel like Sarah said, I saw all the cringy scenes. I wasn't surprised. And there were no twists that I didn't like already know in the first movie at least. So I'm excited to watch the other ones because I know like some small things at least or some like popular like really out of pocket stuff that happens later on, but I don't know anything about where the story is going to go. So I'm excited for that.
Oh, I can't wait for you guys to see the other one. It's gonna be so good.
Thank you, Leah, for
Yeah.
running the episode.
I know. This was fun. You did a good job. And thank you guys, you listeners, for, tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And stay tuned for when we do, what's the next one? A new moon? Is that what it is?
I think
I
so.
Anyone
think
know?
so.
New moon rising, whatever the next one is.
Moon
We don't
rising.
know. Whoa, new moon rising. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
is
new
this
moon.
Buffy?
It's new moon. It's new moon, then it goes eclipse, then breaking dawn part 1, and then breaking dawn part 2.
That's right.
Classic
Okay.
part 1 and part 2s.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much to our subscribers. You guys are the best. And we will see you guys next time.